Hi everyone, my name is Alec and I'm the founder of OpenClass, and in this video I'm going to walk through a demo of our OpenClass review assignment. First, what is OpenClass? OpenClass is a learning tool for educators to build and crowdsource better assignments. Our assignments leverage learning principles proven to optimize knowledge retention and identify and bridge knowledge gaps to personalize the learning experience for students. Let's check it out. Let's start with the student-facing end. As an instructor, you'll be able to build out review assignments for each unit that you cover in your course, and as soon as you publish an assignment, students will be notified via your learning management system and email. They'll receive a link which will take them to a page that looks like this, which explains this is how our OpenClass assignments work, and this is what this assignment covers. So for this example, we have a parts of speech review assignment that's going to cover adjectives, nouns, and verbs. The student will be able to click this Begin Assignment button to start their assignment. Questions are then drawn on a unique basis for each student from the instructor's question pool. Each question follows a specific format based on the cognitive neuroscience principles of how people best retain information. That format begins with an open-ended retrieval question, something like what's a noun, where the student's going to actively need to interact with this concept as they attempt to generate an answer. So for this question, a student may say that a noun is a person, place, or thing. The central idea of starting with this type of question is this idea that studying via testing is more effective than standard studying techniques. When a student's confident in their solution, they can save their response and continue. Upon submitting their response to this retrieval question, students are immediately shown a targeted feedback page, which looks like this. These feedback pages include the instructor's solution, so the student can compare their solution versus the instructor's solution and self-assess their understanding of this concept. In addition to just the instructor's solution, these feedback pages also include specific excerpts from any of the learning resources that may have been covered in class. For this example, we have a few pages from a presentation which the student can go through, and a few-minute excerpt from a YouTube clip. These feedback pages conclude with a multiple-choice mastery question, which serves to make this feedback more interactive and more engaging and assess how well the student currently understands this concept. So for this example, which of the following is a noun? The student studies or daily. The student can say student, and upon submitting their response, they'll receive more feedback for this is why this is correct or this is why this is incorrect. They'll then be able to click this continue assignment button, and OpenClass will draw a new question from the instructor's question pool. Since I got that question correct in my first attempt, you'll notice that this mastery progress bar has increased now to 13.3%. The idea with this mastery bar is to allow students to work through your assignment at their own pace. For example, if a student quickly demonstrates mastery of adjectives and nouns but struggles in verbs, the assignment will adapt to give them more questions on verbs to help get them up to par with the rest of the class. OpenClass will continue to draw questions from the instructor's question pool until the student has achieved 100% mastery in each of the mastery topics. One last cool thing about these review assignments. By default, each review assignment is cumulative, meaning if this is your 7th assignment during a course, that assignment's also going to reintegrate questions from your first 6 assignments. This hits on an idea called spaced repetition, which is the idea that reviewing previously learned concepts in spaced intervals dramatically improves learning. This is something that can be really difficult for an instructor to implement in a traditional class, but OpenClass makes it easy. Switching gears to the instructor-facing end of OpenClass. Instructors can view detailed metrics for each of their assignments, which include some overview metrics at the top, including completion rate, mastery rate, and some metrics about how long the assignment is taking students to complete. We can click this details button to view a little distribution. Additionally, an instructor can view all of their questions sorted by default based on lowest accuracy on that multiple choice mastery question. An instructor can then use this information to determine why are students not getting these questions correct. For example, for this question on adjectives, maybe they determine that this question is worded ambiguously, in which case they can update how the question is worded so that future students taking this assignment will not run into the same issue. Or maybe they determine that this is just a difficult concept that they should cover in more detail in their next class. Our objective with OpenClass is to supply instructors with detailed metrics on how well their students understand or don't understand different concepts that they're teaching into their classes to be able to incorporate data-driven learning. As I mentioned at the start, OpenClass is a learning tool for educators to not only build better assignments, but to also crowdsource and share their assignments with other educators. Our mission with OpenClass is to improve and democratize education, and we envision a world where educators from anywhere around the world are able to find the best learning resources from around the world and easily and freely use them in their classes. As an example, here's our catalog of open linguistics assignments. Let's say I'm a linguistics instructor and I just taught a unit on human languages. I could click this assignment where I'll be able to preview the assignment and then decide if I want to use it in my class. Here's what a share page looks like for an assignment. Instructors are shown an overview explaining how OpenClass works, and then they'll be able to review all of the questions within the assignment. If an instructor determines that this assignment is relevant to their teachings, they can click this Add to Class button, which will clone the assignment into their class in OpenClass. The instructor can then go in, modify the assignment however they wish, remove questions, add questions, change questions, and then publish the assignment for their students to go through. Here's what a class page looks like for an instructor. A class can either integrate with an LMS or stand outside of the LMS. If the class stands outside of the LMS, an instructor will have an invite link that they can share with their students, who will be prompted to create an account with OpenClass and be automatically enrolled in the class. From the class page, instructors can then build one of 3 assignments, either a lesson, a quiz, or a review assignment. For this example, I'm going to walk through the review assignment. Here's what the review assignment builder looks like. Instructors will be able to enter a name for their review assignment in the top left corner. Let's call this Parts of Speech Review Assignment. Instructors will then be able to write questions based on that format that I initially demoed. It starts with a retrieval question, such as what's an adjective? As soon as a student submits their response to this retrieval question, they're shown a feedback page, which includes the instructor's solution. And these feedback pages conclude with that multiple choice mastery question that follows up on the initial retrieval question. Mastery questions can contain between 2 to 5 options. You can click this Add Explanation button to add an explanation for why any of the options are correct or incorrect, which will be shown to students if they select that option. When I click away, this question will turn pink, indicating that it's now published. And that's one question. The recommendation has been between 7 to 10 questions per assignment, but let's say we want to get a little bit fancy with this and add resources with these questions. To do so, hover over this What Resources Should Be Shown as Feedback for this question and click Add a New Resource. OpenClass is pretty flexible to work with a lot of different content types. You could add a PDF file, a web page, an MP4 file, a YouTube video, a Panopto video, but for this example, I'm going to add a presentation. After the resource is finished uploading, you'll be able to go back to your question and now hover over that bottom section, and each of the slides will load individually so you can select a specific excerpt related to adjectives. So for this example, I'll select this slide, and this slide. And that's how you add resources to your questions. Lastly, you can optionally add topics to make your assignments adaptive. To do so, click this Create a New Topic button. Here you'll be able to create custom topics such as adjectives, nouns, and verbs, and define their difficulty level. Maybe nouns is a slightly harder topic than adjectives and verbs, and you want students to get more questions correct to prove that they've mastered this concept. Similar to adding resources, you can then go back to your questions and select the relevant topics for a question. As you're building your assignment, you'll be able to preview it by clicking this button. Additionally, you can set additional settings by clicking this gear icon. You can set a due date for your assignment. And as I mentioned, all assignments are cumulative by default, and some research is linked explaining the benefits of spaced repetition. However, if for whatever reason you don't want your assignment to be cumulative, you can turn this off. Lastly, you'll be able to publish your assignment. OpenClass will throw a warning if there's any issues with your assignment. For this example, I only have one question, and it's letting me know that students will not be able to prove mastery since there aren't enough questions in my question pool. Since this is just a demo, I'm going to ignore this warning and publish the assignment anyways. You'll be able to schedule your assignment to publish at a future date, or you could publish it right away. As soon as your assignment publishes, you'll be taken to the metrics page and asked if you want to share your assignment with other educators or keep it private. As mentioned, democratizing education is a huge part of our mission with this project, and we encourage any educator to share their assignments with our community. However, we respect your decision if for whatever reason you don't want to do this. Regardless of whether your assignment is open or private, you'll still have a share link that you can share the assignment with any instructor that you want to have access to it for them to be able to use that assignment in their class. And that's how OpenClass works. I hope you enjoyed this demo, and if you have any questions or need any help getting started, please reach out to me at alec@openclass.ai. Thank you.